building and that building and that building and that building and a lot of the buildings surrounding us right now, they got this bluish green glass on the windows. There's a reason for that, and it's the river. They want to complement and reflect the natural color of the river. Now, this is the natural color of the river. It is caused by the algae that grows here, as well as the cold glacial water that comes in from Lake Michigan. You may be apprehensive to believe that, though, because we do notoriously dye our river one day out of the year. What day is that for?
St. Patrick's.
St. Patrick's Day. Now, that's been going on since 1964. The Plumbers Union does that. Now, they actually use a vegetable-based dye that's completely harmless to the wildlife. It comes out of the hoses, a yellowish-orange coloration, mixes the natural color of the river, turning a bright what they call Kelly green. The best comparison I can give to that green is if you've seen the kayaks that go down the side of the river, those bright green ones, it's very similar to that. It's almost like a radioactive slime color. Now, also, how long does that dye last? That's the most common question I get. Now, it doesn't last very long. We dyed the river on March 12th of this year. It was gone by March 20th. It only lasts about 5 to 10 days. Now, I have a question for you guys. Raise of hands. Has anyone here been to Rockefeller Center in New York City? Look to the right. That should look familiar to you guys. That is a replica of the main tower of Rockefeller. That's because that's NBC Tower, built for NBC in the 1980s by Adrian Smith. If you're confused right now, that is where NBC is located in New York as well, Rockefeller. Now, in the Rockefeller Center building in New York City, they film a very well-known, very well-beloved comedy show called Saturday Night Live. They used to film a just as beloved show in this building. The Jerry Springer Show was filmed there from 1994 to 2009. And if you are familiar with that television program, you know that's another thing for us to be very proud of, right? Ding ding. Now on the right-hand side, you're going to see this shorter building with a green glass side to it right next to us here. Now that is the University of Chicago's Gleacher Center, designed by Dirk Lohan in 2008. Now Dirk Lohan caught some controversy for this building for what he did to the building's classrooms. The classrooms are inside the jutting out wedges of the wall right here. Y'all see those jutting out wedges? I would try to take a peek inside, but you can't. There are no windows. When asked why I didn't put any windows in the classrooms, Dirk Lohan put it simply. He said, students at the University of Chicago do not need to be looking out the window all day. They need to be paying attention in class. Seems like a pretty fun dude, but he may be onto something. The University of Chicago boasts over 90 Nobel Prize winners, mostly in finance. They actually have the second most Nobel Prize winning alumni of any college. They're second to Harvard. That being said, almost every time I talk about that building on the tour, if I have a student, an alumni, and even at one point a faculty member on the boat, as they are getting off the boat, they will always whisper this one phrase to me. Hello! That's just some of my fans, guys. It's so embarrassing when I do that. I'm so sorry. Now, the phrase that those people always whisper, the phrase never changes, and that phrase is, the University of Chicago is where fun goes to die. Same phrase every time. I don't know who is teaching that phrase at the school. They all know it. They can stop at that point. But again, they say it with almost like a point of pride to get 90 Nobel Prize winners. And now, folks, time for the saddest part of any tour, the very end. Now, interesting thing about the Wendella Boat Tour is that it ends where Chicago began. Now, if you were to cross the street, if you get to the top of those stairs, if you cross that street, right across the street, you're going to see a statue of a man's head. That is of Jean-Baptiste Point de Sable, or Jean-Baptiste Point de Sable. This is actually where he set up his trading post. After the fire of 1871, they pushed all of that debris, those burnt-out buildings, out into the lake. So all of those buildings that are past the DuSable Bridge right now, they're sitting on landfill that was created from the Chicago fire. Now, if you were to cross the bridge here, so that's where his trading post was set up, right on the lakefront. If you were to cross the bridge and look on the ground, right at the edge of the bridge there, and also look at the ground around the London House Hotel, you're going to see placards that say site of Fort Dearborn. Fort Dearborn, of Forge Fire Fair Fair. That was the first one. Fort Fire Fair Fair. You're going to have to say it again. But that is actually where it was built, where the London House Hotel is. So folks, we are ending the tour where Chicago began. That being said, saddest part of any tour, the end. Just wanted to say on behalf of the Wendella crew and myself, thank you for choosing Wendella. I know you guys have a choice of things to do in Chicago tonight. I'm glad you decided to take a tour with us. I'm glad that the night was beautiful. Also, I'm going to be the first person off of the boat. I'll be at the bottom of the ramp. If you guys have any questions, just want to say hello. That's where I'm going to be. Also, if you bought an alcoholic beverage from us today, you cannot take it off the boat with you. That is an Illinois rule, not a Wendella one. But you